There was one this week. It's not one of the ones that I listed. That the art looked super cool. And I was like, oh, I want to talk about that one. And I go in, and I don't know what it's about. I read the whole damn thing, and I was just like, I don't know what this comic book is about. And I looked at the art for clues. I checked the script. I watched the video. I was like, I don't know what this is about. And like above all else, like the ones that I pick, even more than like whether I personally like it, is can I talk about it?
Mm-hmm.
And if you give me nothing, I can't, guys. You gotta tell me what your comic is about. I say to the void, hoping that anyone, whoever hears me, who's planning to do their Kickstarter, takes my advice.
I mean, like we had this conversation. It might not have been. It might have been on Sakaga rather than this stream. But the idea of like, sort of like, hiding spoilers in your Kickstarter, like hiding dialogue when showing comic pages being one thing.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah. No. I think like two of the ones I showed today like did that, and I was like, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I think it's fine. I prefer a little more open communication. I think just generally.
I would agree, and I want to. So I don't mind it. All I need to know is like what does it look like and what's it about. I think like if I have those two pieces of information, I'm in a good place to make a decision about whether I want to buy it or not. I had a really interesting conversation with Kodagen right before stream.
Ooh.
You know that thing that we both like when a comic is or specifically you and I talked about it specifically with Kickstarters.
Mhm.
And that's going to be very important for where we go with this. We both like it when the Kickstarter's like, oh, hey, so this is my story. It's a mix of A and B.
Yeah.
The two things that you might recognize, and those are sort of like the kind of inspirational like pieces that like make up the thing that I'm doing. And it's an excellent marketing technique. It's an excellent way to say, oh, hey, here is brand new thing. What's it like? Oh, it's like here's a couple of things in the real world that it's kind of like.
Mm-hmm.
Kodagen and I had a conversation. They really don't enjoy that. But they were very specific. Kodagen, if you're still here, feel free to like clarify. Specifically from a marketing standpoint. And Kodagen made the point that that say Harry Potter just came out and then another thing came out and it's like Harry Potter but different. And I get that. I think that's a good point. And then Kodagen went on to clarify that things that are trying to get attention, like a small thing or an indie thing, specifically books that Kodagen was referring to, when it's a small thing or an indie thing, it's a little bit more forgivable, and in my case, genuinely enjoyable. I actually like it when a Kickstarter does that. That said, I have seen that done on Kickstarters where I'm just kind of like, that kind of fell flat. Now, it didn't make me not want to read it. It didn't even make me not want to talk about it here. And so it wasn't like a shutdown. Like if they did the, oh, it's this plus this comparison, and it didn't quite feel right, it won't send me away. But there is like these cases where it's done and it's kind of like, nah, not really. Nah, you didn't. I'm not feeling that. So I feel like it's not in and of itself a good move. It can be done well, and it can be a tool used well, but I think there may be, you know what? I won't even say a danger, but I'll say a cost. You know, what do you think? What do you think?
So it is a tool.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's the right tool for literally every job. But I do think it's a good thing to keep in mind from a general standpoint.
Did you know a
And I
hammer
think
can be
it's-
used destructively?
Yeah, I think it is it is useful more than it is unuseful. I do think that it is more effective on a macro scale than a micro one. It's the type of thing that, like, I think an individual can look at it and roll their eyes, but one way
I see
or
where you're going with
another, it ultimately, I think, can turn the tide.
On a big, I think that's a decent point. Coding it just chimed in. It's like, oh, hey, City.
Oh, you got a raid.
Yeah,
Hello.
no, I know who City is. City's really cool. Yeah, so coding it was just clarifying it. So it's fine with Kickstarters and indie artists doing the like, oh, it's A plus B. But for example, if you're looking at a new book to read in the library and they see that, it's a nope. Hey, City, what's up? Hey, everyone that came into a City. It's nice to meet you. Hi, I'm Jared. That's Kyle. We're doing a cool thing where we talk about art and trying not to die while making it.
Welcome in, Raiders.
Yay! How'd you stream? Oh, City's very cool. She just recently made affiliate and added it's a cat themed stream and her point rewards are kitties are fishies, because the kitty likes the fishy. I read that in the book once. No, I don't think you're an outlier on it, Codigan. I think because like, yeah, when you brought it up earlier, I thought it was like there was definitely a feeling that I had that you were like getting on, and so yes, I don't think you're alone on that, but yeah, it's a tool for a job. We're talking about Kickstarters and how to format them well, and particularly this one tactic that Kickstarters do where they say, hey, this is my story. It's like A and B, like these two famous things combined. Oh, hey, that's a good idea. I should probably do a shout out.
Yeah. So when I look at things like this, I get a little mercenary. I have a lot of forgiveness for the hustle, even when people do the hustle bad.
Did I get that right?
So I am still very favorable of that tactic, even with the idea that some people look at it and the description being like roll their eyes and it being a possible turnoff.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it works. Excuse me. It works best, and specifically conversations with, say, a publisher.
Well,
like it,
I mean, like it is a marketing tool, if nothing else.
Yeah. I guess what I mean is like specifically with books, because I bet like so in the case of seeing a book at the library, I know from my experience in publishing, while it is out of date by all means, it is almost mandatory that you have one of those when you pitch to a publisher or an agent, or at least again it was like 6 years ago when I was actually trying to get actively published.
you need to elevator pitch it using the lexicon of the market right now.
Yeah.
Says the moneyman.
So what I get in like this case with what Codigan just mentioned is that the marketing team of the publisher they went through didn't really do any more work besides hey, this pitch that they gave us.
Yes.
So that strikes me as a situation that in a specific. I mean, like you're probably referring to something a lot more general than one specific situation. Codigan, I know that. It just like I can very easily see that direct thing happening.
And like on top of that, like everyone's just like at this point in like internet culture and TV culture and just like what's out there and what's being sold. Boy, is everyone just tired of Paul marketing.
Yeah.
Boy, can Paul marketing just shut up? Yes, we've heard it all before, sir. Yeah, it's A but darker. No, it's Thing, but for an edgy society. No, we've heard that before. Do you know what I can't stand anymore, and it's a tragedy?
What is that?
Every single vocabulary word that means the food tastes good has been completely obliterated in my mind because of
delicious.
food advertising. I hate the word delicious. I hate every synonym for delicious because food advertising has ruined it for me forever. Everything that means food tastes good is just destroyed. I can't stand it. Hearing someone use the traditional lexicon of food tastes good makes the food taste bad in my heart before I even eat it. Because it just makes me think of the advertisement. Oh, boys, is my life a tragedy.
Kodogen brought up something that I think
what's up?
is kind of a missing piece in my brain here. It's not so the problem being when it's not so much like a comparison thing to let you know what you're getting into, but more of a riding the coattails of something more popular.
Yes.
That's sort of like a difference in intent. Well, it might be the same. Yeah, I don't know if what I said made sense there, but
It made enough sense.